Hello students, today we will discuss lines and angles. In this chapter, following topics are to be discussed: basic terms and definitions, linear pair axiom and its converse, pair of angles, parallel lines and transversal, lines parallel to the same line. Angle sum property of a triangle. Let us define angle. It is the inclination between any two lines. Here you can see ray AC and AB. You know, ray is the part of a line having only one endpoint. AC and AB are called the arms of the angle BAC or angle A or angle CAB. Point A is called the vertex of the angle. Now types of angles. Zero angle, whose measure is 0 degree. Acute angle, whose measure is between 90 degree and 0 degree. Right angle, whose measure is 90 degree. Obtuse angle, whose measure is between 90 degree and 180 degree. A straight angle, whose measure is 180 degree. A reflex angle, whose measure is more than 180 degree and less than 360 degree. Complete angle, whose measure is 360 degree. Now related angles. First, complementary angles. Two angles are said to be complementary if their sum is 90 degree. For example, 30 degree and 60 degree. 0 degree and 90 degree. Supplementary angles. Two angles are said to be supplementary if their sum is 180 degree. For example, 120 degree and 60 degree, 40 degree and 140 degree. Adjacent angles. Two angles are said to be adjacent if they have common vertex, they have common arm, and their non-common arms are on either sides of the common arm. Either sides means both sides. For example, angle 1, angle 2. You may see the picture where angle 1 and angle 2 have common vertex B, common arm BD, and non-common arms BC and BA lie on either sides of common arm BD. Now linear pair of angles. Two adjacent angles are said to be linear pair of angles if their non-common arms form a line. You may see here angle 1 and angle 2 also. Here, their non-common arms BC and BA form a line AC. That's why this is called linear pair of angles, and the term linear comes from the word line. Linear pair axiom. If a ray stands on a line, then the sum of adjacent angles so formed is 180 degree. For example, in the adjoining figure, ray BD stands on line AC. This implies that angle DBC plus angle DBA is equal to 180 degree. Its converse. In its converse, the condition and results are interchanged. Here the condition is a ray stands on a line, and the result is sum of adjacent angles so formed is 180 degree. So its converse will be if the sum of two adjacent angles is 180 degree, then their non-common arms form a line. For example, in the adjoining figure, angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 180 degree. This implies that non-common arms BA and BC form a line AC. Theorem. If two lines intersect, then each pair of vertically opposite angles is equal. Let us prove it. Given. See, whenever you are going to prove a theorem, or a reduction, you must write given to prove and draw the diagram. Here given two intersecting lines L and M. We have to prove here vertically opposite angles for angle 1 is the angle just opposite to it whenever two lines intersect. So angle 3, and the vertically opposite angle for angle 2 is angle 4. We have to prove angle 1 is equal to angle 3. You must write given to prove and draw the diagram because they conserve some marks. Proof. You know that theorem is the statement which is proved using an axiom or previously proved theorem. So we are going to prove this theorem. Here we can write angle 1 plus angle 2. You may see here angle 1 and angle 2 are linear pair of angles. So they are supplementary, and angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 180 degree by linear pair axiom. Also angle 2 plus angle 3 is equal to 180 degree by linear pair axiom. Therefore angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to angle 2 plus angle 3. You have studied Euclid's axioms. If two things are equal to same thing, then they are equal. Here angle 1 plus angle 2 and angle 2 plus angle 3 both are equal to 180 degree. That's why angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to angle 2 plus angle 3. Now we subtract angle 2 from both sides. Here we also apply Euclid's axiom. If equals are subtracted from equals, then remainders are equal. This implies that angle 1 is equal to angle 3. Similarly, we can prove angle 2 is equal to angle 4. Here we have taken angle 1, angle 2, angle 3. Then we have proved angle 1 is equal to angle 3. If we take angle 1, angle 4 and angle 2, then we can prove that angle 2 is equal to angle 4. But there is no need to prove angle 2 is equal to angle 4. The term similarly does that work, and you can write similarly. We can prove angle 2 is equal to angle 4 and proceed. Question. Find the value of x so that AC is a line in the adjoining figure. Here AC is a line. It means that linear pair of angles, angle DBC and angle DBA, are supplementary. So we can apply linear pair axiom. Angle ABD plus angle DBC is equal to 180 implies that 7x plus 30 plus 10 is equal to 180. This is an equation in x. After solving it, we get x is equal to 20. Next question. Find angle ABD and reflex angle DBC. Here ray BD stands on line AC, so we can apply linear pair axiom. So angle ABD plus angle DBC is equal to 180 degree. This implies that angle ABD plus 20 degree is equal to 180 degree. This implies that angle ABD is equal to 160 degree. Now we have to find a reflex angle DBC. So it will be 360 degree minus angle DBC, that is 340 degree. Here there is a picture where you have to tell angle 1, angle 2 and angle 3. You can tell angle 2. You can see angle 2 is equal to 30 degree because vertically opposite angles are equal, and angle 1 is equal to angle 3. Angle 3 can be obtained. See here, angle 1 plus 30 degree is equal to 180 degree because linear pair axiom. This implies that angle 1 is equal to 150 degree, which is angle 3. As angle 1 and angle 3 are vertically opposite angles, that's why angle 1 and angle 3 are 150 degree. Now angle 2 is 30 degree because it is vertically opposite angle. Transversal. the line intersecting other two lines, parallel or non-parallel, at two distinct points. Here L and M are two lines which are intersected by a line N. So line N, this line N intersects L and M at distinct points P and Q. They must be distinct, otherwise the lines become concurrent. If P and Q coincide and if the three lines intersect at the same point, then they become concurrent. That's why we must say transversal is a line which intersects any two lines at distinct points. Here L and M are parallel. We can show it by putting arrowhead on both in the same direction. Here line N is the transversal also. Now properties of parallel lines. Here line L is parallel to M and a transversal intersects it. And we can see there are four pairs of angles formed on the point of intersection with the L and M. L is parallel to M. This implies that alternate exterior angles are equal. Here you know exterior means outside. Here you can say exterior angles are angle 1, angle 2, angle 7 and angle 8. Alternate means leaving one angle. Suppose we take angle 1 and its exterior will be, then its exterior will be, we should leave angle 2 or angle 8, then we go to angle 7. So exterior angle for angle 1 is angle 7 and exterior angle for angle 2 is angle 8. Now alternate interior angle. Here we can see interior angles are angle 3, angle 4, angle 5 and angle 6. So for angle 4, alternate interior angle will be, we should leave angle 3 or angle 5, then we go to angle 6. So for angle 4, alternate interior angle will be angle 6, and for angle 3, alternate interior angle will be angle 5. Corresponding angles. Corresponding angles for angle 1 is, see here, angle 1 is above line L and to the right of N. Also angle 5 is above M and to the right of N. So angle 1 and angle 5 are corresponding angles. Likewise angle 2 is left of angle N and above line L. For that angle 6 is corresponding because it lies above line M and to the left of N. Likewise corresponding angles for angle 3 is angle 7, for angle 4 is angle 8. Next, consecutive interior angles or co-interior angles or allied angles or interior angles on the same side of transversal. In short, it is written co-int angles. So interior angles on the same side of transversal. You can see here transversal is angle line N and interior angles on the same side. Suppose on the right side angle 4 and angle 5. So angle 4 and angle 5 are co-interior angles. Also angle 3 and angle 6 are co-interior angles. So if line L is parallel to M, then co-interior angles are supplementary. That's why angle 3 plus angle 6 is equal to 180 degree and angle 4 plus angle 5 is equal to 180 degree. In nutshell, we can say that if two lines are parallel and a transversal intersects them, then each pair of alternate exterior angles are equal, each pair of alternate interior angles are equal, each pair of corresponding angles is equal, each pair of consecutive interior angles is supplementary. its converse. So, in the converse, if a transversal intersects a pair of lines such that a pair of alternate exterior angles or a pair of alternate interior angles or a pair of corresponding angles is equal, or a pair of consecutive interior angles supplementary, then the pair of lines is parallel. This is the converse. So here condition and results will be exchanged. So here you can see corresponding angles are equal. This implies that L is parallel to M. Here alternate interior angles are equal. So you can say L is parallel to M. Here corresponding angles are equal. So L is parallel to M. In the first it should be alternate exterior angles are equal, then lines are parallel. Here co-interior angles are supplementary, so lines are parallel. Now theorem: lines which are parallel to the same line are parallel to each other. Given line L is parallel to M, N is parallel to M, we have drawn the diagram. T is the transversal. We have to prove L is parallel to N. Here see, L and N both are parallel to the same line M. We have to prove L is parallel to N. For that, draw a transversal T. We have to construct here. Without construction, we cannot prove it. Here angle 1, angle 2, angle 3 are written. Proof: angle 1 is equal to angle 2, because it is given L is parallel to M. So corresponding angles are equal. Angle 2 is equal to angle 3. They are also corresponding angles for lines M and N. Now you can see angle 2 is equal to both angles 1 and angle 3. So angle 1 is equal to angle 3 by Euclid's axiom, which are corresponding angles for lines L and N. You can see angle 1 and angle 3 are corresponding angles for lines L and N, and you know that if corresponding angles for two lines are equal, then the two lines are parallel. Which are corresponding angles for lines L and M? This implies that L is parallel to N. Now question: here we have line P and Q, line PQ and line RS. They are parallel. You can see the diagram here, where angle MXQ is equal to 135 degree, angle MYR is equal to 40 degree. We have to tell angle XMY. For that we have to construct, draw MN parallel to PQ and PQ, but PQ is parallel to RS. This implies that MN is parallel to RS because both MN and RS are parallel to the same line PQ. This implies that angle NMY, you can see angle NMY is equal to angle MYR because they are alternate interior angles. So angle NMY is equal to 40 degree. Now PQ is parallel to MN and XM is transversal. This implies that angle MXQ plus angle XMN is equal to 180 degree because they are co-interior angles for lines PQ and MN. This implies that angle XMN is equal to 45 degree. Now we have to tell angle XMY, so we can add angle XMN and angle. So XMY is equal to 40 degree plus 45 degree. This is 85 degree. Now next question: if a transversal intersects two lines such that the bisectors of a pair of corresponding angles are parallel, then prove that the two lines are parallel. See the diagram. Here the transversal N intersects the line L and M such that the bisector of a pair of corresponding angles. Here pair of corresponding angles is angle EAF and angle ABG. EAF and angle ABG bisectors of a pair of corresponding angles. Here corresponding angles are angle EAF and angle ABG, and their bisectors are AC and BD. They are parallel. AC and BD are parallel. We have to prove L is parallel to M. So we have to prove angle EAF is equal to angle ABG. Given a transversal N intersects two lines L and M such that AC is parallel to BD, where AC and BD are the bisectors of corresponding angles angle 1 and 2 for lines L and M. Here angle 1 is equal to angle EAF and angle 2 is equal to angle ABG. We have to prove L is parallel to M. Proof: AC is parallel to BD and N is the transversal. This implies that angle 1 is equal to angle 1 by 2 is equal to angle 2 by 2 because they are corresponding angles. This implies that angle 1 is equal to 2 angle 2, which are corresponding angles for L and M. This implies that L is parallel to M. Now next question, in the adjoining figure, AB is parallel to CD and CD is parallel to EF. Also EA is perpendicular to AB. If angle BEF is equal to 55 degree, find the values of X, Y and Z. So here AB is parallel to CD. We can use properties of parallel lines. Let us see. AB is parallel to CD and CD is parallel to EF. This implies that AB is parallel to EF because lines parallel, the same line are parallel. This implies that firstly we are going to find Z. AB is parallel to EF implies that angle EAB plus angle angle EAB plus angle AEF is equal to 180 degree. So 90 degree plus Z plus 55 degree is equal to 180 degree. This gives us Z, the value of Z, which is 35 degree. Now CD is parallel to EF and ED is the transversal. CD is parallel to EF and ED is the transversal. This gives us Y plus 55 degree is equal to 180 degree. So Y is equal to 125 degree. Now AB is parallel to CD and DB is the transversal. So X is equal to Y because they are corresponding angles and X will be 125 degree. Hence X is equal to Y is equal to 125 degree and Z is equal to 35 degree. In the given figure, PQ and RS are two mirrors placed parallel to each other. Mirror PQ is parallel to mirror RS. An incident ray AB strikes the mirror PQ at B. The reflected ray moves along the path BC and strikes the mirror RS at C and again reflects back along CD. Prove that AB is parallel to CD. So in the picture we have to construct, draw BM perpendicular to RS and NC perpendicular to RS. Proof: MB is perpendicular to PQ, co-interior angles. Here we have drawn BM perpendicular to RS. It is given PQ is parallel to RS. BM is the transversal angle, BMS is equal to 90 degree. That's why angle MBQ is equal to 90 degree, because they are consecutive interior angles. That's why MB is perpendicular to PQ. Now by law of reflection, angle ABM is equal to angle CBM. We know that angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. We can take it as angle 1. Now angle BCN is equal to angle DCN. We suppose this is angle 2. Now angle BMC plus angle NCM is equal to 180 degree, which are co-interior angles for BM. You can see the sum, CBM and BMC both are same. So angle BMC plus NCM is 90 degree. We have constructed. The sum is angle BMC plus angle NCF is equal to 180 degree. These angles are consecutive interior angles for BM and NC. This implies that BM is parallel to NC. Now BM is parallel to NC and BC is the transversal. This implies that angle 1 is equal to angle 2. This implies that 2 angle 1 is equal to 2 angle 2. Euclid's axiom. Angle 2 angle 1 can be written as angle 1 plus angle 1. 2 angle 2 can be written as angle 2 plus angle 2. Now angle 1 is angle ABM. Angle 1 is angle CBM also. Likewise angle 2 is angle BCN plus angle 2 is angle DCN. Now after addition we have angle ABC on LHS and angle BCD on RHS, which are alternate interior angles for AB and CD. You can see angle ABC and angle BCD. Angle ABC and angle BCD are alternate interior angles for AB and CD. This implies that AB is parallel to CD. If two straight lines intersect each other, then prove that the ray opposite to the bisector of one of the angles so formed bisects the vertically opposite angles. Here given line AB and line CD intersect each other at O. OF is opposite to OE, where OE is the bisector of angle BOD. We have to prove angle 3 is equal to angle 4. Proof: OF is opposite to ray OE. This implies that EF is a line. Ray opposite to another ray forms a line. Now line AB and line EF intersect each other at O. AB and EF intersect each other at O. This implies that angle 2 is equal to angle 3, vertically opposite angles. This is equation 1. Again line CD and line EF intersect each other at O. This implies that angle 1 is equal to angle 4. This is these are vertically opposite angles. This is equation 2. But given angle 1 is equal to angle 2, so from 1, 2 and 3 you can see angle 1 is equal to angle 4 and angle 4 is equal to angle 2 and angle 2 is equal to angle 3. So angle 3 is equal to angle 4, which was to be proved. Now angle sum property of a triangle. The sum of all angles of a triangle is 180 degree. Let us prove it. So given here triangle ABC, we have to prove angle A plus angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 degree. For the sake of convenience, we name them as angle 1, angle 2 and angle 3 respectively. We have to construct, the construction is draw D parallel to BC through A. Proof: angle 1 is equal to angle 1 because equilateral axiom. Two things which coincide one another are equal. Angle 2 is equal to angle 4. Alternate interior angles, you can see here D is parallel to BC and AB is the transversal, so angle 2 and angle 4 are alternate interior angles, that's why they are equal. Also angle 3 is equal to angle 5 because alternate interior angles for lines D and BC and transversal AC. Now adding angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 is equal to angle 1 plus angle 4 plus angle 5. This implies that angle A plus angle B plus angle C is equal to, you can see angle 1 plus angle 4 plus angle 5 is equal to 180 degree by linear pair axiom. So angle A plus angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 degree. Now exterior angle property of a triangle. If a side of a triangle is produced, then the exterior angle so formed is the sum of interior opposite angle. You can see here triangle ABC, the sides are produced. The side BC is produced, then we have angle 4 and angle 4 is angle 1 plus angle 2. Also here you can see side BA is produced, we have angle 5, this is exterior angle. For that interior opposite angle will be firstly this would be interior and secondly opposite. Then opposite means we have to leave one angle adjacent to the exterior angle, so we have to leave angle 1. So for angle 5 interior opposite angles will be angle 2 and angle 3. Here side AB is produced, then we get exterior angle 6, and for that angle 6 we have to leave angle 2, then we get angle 1 and angle 3 in interior. So interior opposite angle will be angle 1 and angle 3. So angle 6 is angle 1 plus angle 3. Now in the adjoining figure, QT is perpendicular to PR. Find X and Y. Here the values are given. Angle SPR is equal to 30 degree. Angle TQS is equal to 40 degree. PRS is X, PSQ is Y. In triangle QTR, let us prove it. Let us find it. In triangle QTR, 40 degree plus 90 degree plus X is equal to 180 degree by angle sum property. This implies that 130 degree plus X is equal to 180 degree. This gives us the value of X. Now in triangle PSR, we have X. We can apply X triangle property to get Y. Y is equal to X plus 30 degree. We have X 50 degree, so Y is equal to 80 degree. Students, after practicing more questions, you can do what property can be used to solve a question. So don't. In the given figure, sides AB and AC of triangle ABC are produced. 2 points E and D respectively. If bisectors BO and CO of angle CBE and angle BCD respectively meet at point O, prove that angle BOC is equal to 90 degree minus half angle BAC. Let us prove it. We know that here two theorems, one is angle sum property of triangle, another will be exterior angle property of triangle should be applied. Let us proceed. Let us name X, Y, Z for angle A, angle B and angle C for our convenience. Now let us proceed with RHS because RHS is longer. So RHS is equal to 90 degree minus half angle BAC. Here this can be written as 180 degree minus X by 2 because angle BAC is equal to X. Here 180 can be written as X plus Y plus Z because angle sum property in triangle ABC. Now X is cancelled, so Y plus Z. Y can be written, you can see the picture, Y is 180 degree minus angle CBE. Likewise Z is 180 degree minus angle DCB. So we write now 180 plus 180 is 360, and angle CB can be written as 2 angle CBO, because BO and CO. Also angle BCD can be written as 2 angle BCO, because BO and CO are the bisectors of angle CBE and angle BCD respectively. It is given. Now 2 is common. We have 180 degree minus angle CBO minus angle BCO. Here 2 is cancelled. Then we have angle BOC. Now 180 degree is written as angle BOC plus angle CBO plus angle BCO. Angle sum property in angle BCO, 180 degree can be written. You can see 180 degree can be written. Angle BOC plus angle CBO plus angle BCO. Minus angle CBO and minus angle BCO is written as usual. Now you can see angle CBO and angle BCO can be cancelled. Then we have angle BOC, which was to be proved. That's. Let us do some more question. Question number 3. In the given figure, the side QR of triangle PQR is produced to S. If the bisectors of angle PQR and angle PRS meet at point T, then prove that angle QTR is equal to half angle QPR. You can see the diagram. Now, let us start with RHS. We know the exterior angle property of a triangle, that if a side of a triangle is produced, then exterior angle so formed is the sum of interior opposite angles. Here RHS is longer, so I prefer to start with that. Half angle QPR is equal to half angle QPR you may see the picture. Angle QPR can be written as angle PRS minus angle PQR. Angle PRS minus angle. Why so? By exterior angle property. In triangle PQR, angle PRS is equal to angle QPR plus angle PQR. From here you can write angle QPR is equal to angle PRS minus angle PQR. Now angle PRS can be written as 2 angle TRS and angle PQR can be written as 2 angle TQR, because it is given that QT and RT are bisectors. But why do I prefer angle TRS and angle PQR? Because we have to find angle QTR, and QTR is related with angle TRS and angle TQR. So let me write angle PRS has 2 angle TRS minus 2 angle PQR is written as 2 angle TQR. Now 2 is taken common. We have angle TRS, and angle TRS can be written angle TQR plus angle QTR minus angle TQR. See students, here 2 is taken common, then here we have angle TRS, and TRS is this one, angle TQR plus angle QTR, and this is angle TQR. 2 is taken common. Why so? You can write the reason. Exterior angle property in triangle TQR. From here, you can see angle TQR is cancelled with minus angle TQR. So we have angle QTR, which was to be proved. That's all in the chapter lines and angles. You must write the reason of each step. So here, angle PRS is equal to angle TRS. Why? Angle PQR is equal to angle TQR. Why? Because they are given.